All right, good morning. Welcome to HiiT Squad. So today's class is going to be a little bit different timing than normal. So what we're going to do is we're going to do 30 minutes of like a strength training sort of exercise. And then the 10 seconds following that, instead of taking a 10-second break, we're going to do a 10-second cardio blast. So for the entire circuit that you're working on, or the entire block you're working on, there's no break. So you can kind of work in your own break. If you need a break during that cardio blast, just bring it down a little bit, grab a sip of water, and then go right into it. But try to only take the breaks on your 10-second cardio blast if you can, because obviously we're going to do cardio on Wednesday. So let's get warmed up and then we will get into it. So starting standing up, let's just forward fold straight down. Let your legs be pretty straight, a little micro bend, but just let your head be heavy. Breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth as you forward fold. And then placing your fingertips on the ground, bend deeply in the right leg, and then in the left leg. Back to the right, back to the left. Keeping your right hand down, twist up with the left. Bringing that left hand back down, twist up with the right. Bringing both hands back down, walk your hands out to a plank. Once you get there, drop your knees, press back into a quick child's pose, reaching your fingertips forward, and then tenting your fingers so that your fingerprints are on the ground, but your wrists are lifted. Now with your fingerprints on the ground, press back and really stretch out your arms and your shoulders here. Walk your hands over to the right, sink your hips to the left. Walk your hands over to the left, sink your hips to the right. Come back up center. And then lift your hips up, come to all fours. Once you get to that all four position, round in your back, drop in your belly. 2 more times, waking up your spine, round in your back, drop in your belly, last time. And then coming to a neutral spine, lifting your left leg straight back, flexing your foot, just pulse it up and down for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now swing that left leg out to the side and plant it down on the mat. From here, just rock forward and back, opening up the inner thigh here and your hip flexor. If it doesn't feel good to rock back and forth and it feels better to hold, just go ahead and hold. Coming to a neutral spine, lifting up that left leg, swinging it back and lowering it down. We're going to lift up that right leg, flex the foot, making sure that you're nice and squared off and pulsing up and down for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now swing that right leg out to the side, plant the foot down, and now either rock back and forth or just hold your leg or just hold your hips back, whatever feels better for you or a combination of the two. Nice, come into a neutral spine, lifting that right leg up, swinging it back and bringing it back to meet the left. From here, tuck your toes, lift your knees up, and just let them hover for 3, 2, 1, and then step back into a plank. Hold for 3, 2, and 1. Lifting up that left leg, swinging that left leg to the outside of the left hand, dropping your hips down, and then just rock forward and back, opening the back of the right leg out. Keeping the right hand down, twist up with the left. Bringing that left hand back down, dropping the back knee, climbing to the top of the front leg, sinking deeply into the hips. Nice, bringing both hands to the inside of the left leg, tucking the toes, lifting the back knee, shooting the left foot to meet the right. From here, we're gonna lift up the right leg and we're gonna swing it through to the outside of the right hand. Drop your hips down and rock forward and back, opening the back of the left leg. Try to hug that right knee into the right shoulder. Come into neutral, keeping the left hand down, twist up with the right. Bring that right hand back down, dropping the back knee, releasing the back toes, climbing to the front leg. Dropping those hips, just leaning into that leg, opening up the quad. Bring your hands back to the inside of the right leg, tucking your toes, lifting the back knee, shooting that right foot to meet the left. Walking your hands back to meet your feet. Once you get there, forward fold again, a little micro bend in your legs, and then sweep your arms up as you come to rise. Once you get there, flex your palms, bring your hands out to the side, and just go into some little circles. And reverse. Good, and then bring your arms up overhead, grabbing onto your left wrist with your right hand, side bend over to the right. Coming back up, grabbing onto the right wrist with your left hand, side bend over to the left. Good, coming back up, lowering your hands down, and let's just start jogging it out. So a nice light little jog. Good, keep going. We got 4, 3, 2, and 1, right to jumping jacks. We got 4, 3, 2, 1, right into squats. So not super deep, just warming it all up. Three more. Excellent, spread those legs nice and wide. Just drop side to side, lateral lunges. Good, let's hold on the right, drop it down as low as you can go. Good, and switch over to the left. Drop it down as low as you can go. Good, come back up, and let's get started. All right, so like I said before, this is a little bit different on timing. We are going to be moving for a few minutes straight, so there's going to be no break. So if you need a break, if you need a quick sip of water, just go ahead and grab it. You don't have to wait for the bell to stop. Just try to do it on those 10 seconds of cardio, because the strength is kind of more important today than the cardio, because you're going to get the cardio anyway. All right, so we have 3 exercises we're going to do. After each of the exercises, on that 10-second break, it's going to be your 10 seconds of cardio. As soon as you hear the bell, you go into the next exercise. So the first exercise, we're going to go into a high-low plank with 2 jacks. So we're going to start high, go low, come back high, 2 jacks, and then switch sides. Low to high, 2 jacks. All right, so that's your first exercise. Your second exercise, you're going to grab some weights. Now you can go as heavy as you feel comfortable. We're not using weights too much today. We're going to come into a goddess squat where our toes are turned out, arms up overhead. We're going to come down, lower the arms down, stretch them back up. So drop everything straight down, extend everything back up. So even if you don't have super heavy weights here, as you pull those weights down, try to really squeeze right at that bra strap line. That's exercise number 2. And exercise number 3, weights are at our shoulders, and we're going to do a step back lunge. So we're going to step back lunge. And now whatever leg is in the front, that's the arm that's going to reach up and press. Step back lunge, single arm press. So we have 2 overhead presses for this first one. These are 5s, and I think they're a little bit on the light side for these exercises, but your choice. If you want to go up a little bit, you can. So those are your 3 exercises. High-low plank, 2 jacks, goddess squat with the extension, and then lunges with an overhead press. The cardio with this is going to be in-out squat or in-out jacks. So we're going to start with our hands down, jack, bring the arms out to the side. Feel free to hold weights. As you do this, it's only 10 seconds. So after every single exercise, we go into those jacks. All right, that's it. That's block 1. All right. So we have 10 seconds on the clock before the bell rings. So let's get ready. Let's come down to our high-low planks. 3 seconds, 2, and let's go. So come on down to low plank, back up to high, 2 jacks. If the jacks bother your back, just do an abductor, bringing your legs out to the side. 1 on each side. Sometimes I always think those are harder for the core. Make sure that when you're coming down to that low plank, your hips follow, they don't stay up. Good, looking good, looking good. Come on, just a few more seconds. All right, hop it in. Come on up. Let's go into those jacks right away. That's the bell. Grab your weights. Got a squat extension. So drop it down, press it up. Remember, on a goddess squat, we're dropping straight down, Nice, nice, nice. Remember, pull and press with the same strength. Excellent. Drop those weights, going right into those jacks. We're going to go back to the weights in a few seconds. All right. Grabbing those weights, let's step back lunge. So remember, whatever foot we step back with, the opposite arm is reaching up. Dropping that knee straight down. Nice. Keep breathing. Excellent. Drop the weights. Back to our, what is it called, jacks. So now, as soon as you hear that bell, we're going to come back down. We're going to start from the top with our plank. So come on down, high low plank with the jack. Good, good, good. Come on. Right there, right there. Just a few more seconds. All right, bring it in, bring it up, go right into those jacks. Grabbing those weights. Got a squat extension, turn those toes out, drop it down, extend it up. Good. Squeeze those muscles as you pull down. Nice. Find your breath here. Excellent, dropping those weights. All right, back to jacks. All right, back to weights. Step back lunge. Nice, those lunges look good. Remember, on a lunge, you drop straight down, don't press forward onto that front leg. Drop the weights back to jacks. Back down to plank. Bring it down, bring it down. This is our last time here. High, low plank, 2 jacks. Come on, you're right there, right there. 5 seconds left. And bring it back up. Right into those jacks. All right, got a squat last time. Find your breath on this one. Nice big deep breaths. 10 seconds. Almost there, almost there. Excellent, drop those weights. Back to jacks. Last time through lunges. After this lunge, we are not going to do the jacks. We'll take that little break. We'll take an extra second break here. Then we get, I think it's a minute break after this, just to kind of go through, see what we have next. And that's time. Excellent job. Grab some water. You're going to hear the bell ring. That's our break bell. And I'll show you what's in block 2. All right, I was right. A whole minute. All right, we're gonna come into all fours this time. We're gonna do a row. Now, options here. You can come down to all fours with no weight, covering the knees, and just row it up, squeezing your arms straight up. So you don't have to use a weight here. If you want to use the weight, by all means, grab those weights and come into those hovering knees, squeeze one arm up, and then the other. Now, if you don't have rack weights, your hands are gonna get a little bit tired. So you can always just leave your hand on the ground and switch arms. Another alternative is stay on one side the whole time, the other side, the other section, and then the last time I'll tell you when to switch. So options are yours. So no weights or weights, whatever feels better. So that's exercise one. Exercise two, we're going to hold both weights. We're going to do a single leg toe tap. So what that means is opposite hand, opposite leg. So if I'm lifting up my left leg, my right leg is going to come down and come down towards the ground. I'm going to come back up and I'm going to switch legs. Opposite arm, opposite leg. So I'm going to hold both weights. Now, what I want you to think about here is as you come down, you want to stay really squared off. So if you start to come down and you realize you're opening up to the side, you're not going to get the same intensity in your leg and your glute. So try to stay squared off the entire time, lowering the arms down, opposite arm, opposite leg. So we have the other weight in our hand, that's fine, but you really want to reach with the opposite arm, opposite leg. Okay, so that's the second exercise. Now, alternative two, if you really want to wear out one leg, stay on one side for the entire time, keeping that leg lifted. So instead of tapping it back down, keeping it hovering, even if it's a little hover, and then the next round switch, and last round I'll tell you halfway through. That's exercise number two. And exercise number three is a curtsy squat. So with or without weights, we're just going to curtsy side to side, nice and deep. All right, so those are your three exercises. We have the in fours to rows, we have our single leg taps, we have our curtsy squats. Now, with this, we're gonna pair speed skaters. So we're just gonna hop side to side for 10 seconds. Okay, now you know it only really is 7 seconds, because by the time you get there. All right, that's circuit two. So we get 14 seconds on the clock. Grab one more sip of water before we go down to those fours to do our rows. All right, we got 5 seconds. Let's get on down. With or without weights, whatever works best for you. And let's go. We'll row it up. So I'll tell you halfway in case you decide that you want to switch. It is the halfway point right now. Almost there. Come on, don't let that butt sneak up. 3 seconds. Good, come on up. Go right into our speed skaters. Remember, right after this, we're doing the single leg touchdowns. You can decide one leg, one side, or both. I'm gonna stick with one side, but I still will tell you halfway through. So opposite arm, opposite leg reaches. It's halfway point. If you want to switch legs, you can do that. Don't let that side open up. Don't worry about the height of your leg. Just try to stay really squared off. One side's always easier than the other. And time, drop those weights, back to skaters. All right, now we're gonna go to curtsies. So step behind you and squat. Good. Nice squared off hips, you look good. So right after this, we're gonna do skaters again, then we're gonna go down to all fours and do our rows. All right, skaters. As soon as you hear that bell, bring it down with or without weights. Let's row it up. I will again tell you halfway. All right, it's at the halfway point. Just a few more seconds. Feel those legs firing up. You got this. Excellent. Come on up. Go right into those skaters. Right after this, we're doing our single leg tap. So if you stayed on one side, again, on this side, you can stay on one side. If you switch, you switch. Grab those weights. Single leg taps. Again, I will tell you halfway. All right, we're right at that halfway point. So this one's a little bit slower. If you have good balance this morning, you feel free to go a little bit faster. And time. All right, back to the skaters. Remember, if the skaters are not for you, just step and tap side to side. You don't have to hop. All right, curtsies. Good. Watch that knee. Drop it straight down. Core is always in tight. And skate. So right after this, we're gonna go back down to our rows. Bring it on down. Again, I'll tell you halfway. Right, halfway. If you are on one side. Excellent. Bring it on up. Speed skaters. All right, grab those weights, single leg drop. Again, I will tell you halfway if you're in that zone. Again, make sure that you're staying strong. You're not opening up your hip. All right, halfway. Switch it up. There's always one side that's better than the other. That's okay. Just a few more seconds. All right, dropping those weights. Right back to skaters and then to curtsy. Right into those curtsies. Let's go, let's go. This is our last time. No speed skaters after this. A quick break. Breathe it out. And time. All right, grab some water. No more speed skaters. And we're gonna do our last circuit. All right. So up next, we're gonna grab our weights. We're gonna hinge from the hip. We're going to go into a row fly. So flat back hinge, row it up, fly. So as you fly, make sure you're squeezing the shoulder blades together. You're not lifting up, pressing at your chest. Really squeeze the shoulder blades behind you together. So again, be cautious with your shoulders, be cautious with the weight you're using. That's exercise one. We're just alternating between the two exercises. Exercise two is going to be a squat pulse with a lift. So we're gonna come down and we're gonna pulse for 5 pulses. And then after the 5th one, we're gonna jump up or just stand up. Either one works. Timer. So again, it's 5 little pulses, nice and deep, weights in your heels. And then on that 5th one, you can just stand up, squeeze your glutes. You can come up to the balls of your feet, or you can explode up and jump, whatever one works. So 5 pulses, one left. All right, and then exercise 3, our final exercise here. You're gonna come back down onto your backs. All right, so we are going to do a crisscross with a leg extension. So crisscross, leg extend, bend, and switch. So it's a little bit slower, and that's what will engage your core a little bit more. So with each twist, elbow taps knee, extend the leg, tap the foot, tap the elbow, and switch. So you don't have to go super slow once you get the hang of it, but your goal is elbow, hand, elbow, switch. That way you're always tapping if you can. If you're missing it by a little bit, don't stress. Okay, so your cardio with this is going to be sprawls. So with your sprawls, we're going to come over onto a plank. And from here, we are going to hop it in. Hop in, landing flat foot, lift your chest up, hop out. So that's a sprawl. Now, these are a lot on the hip flexors, just a lot on the lower back, a lot everywhere. So feel free to just hold a plank here for your cardio, or to step in, and lift. Again, it's still a lot on the hip flexors, but it's not as fast. Just make sure no matter what you try to do with the sprawls, when you step in or you hop in, your foot's landing flat. You do not want to jump in on the ball of the foot. It may not feel bad now, but over time, you're putting way too much pressure on the knees. All right, so that's it. We got a few seconds left. So we're gonna start with those rows into the flies. Then we have a squat for pulse for 5 with an elevation. And then we have the bicycle with the leg extension. Sprawls is our cardio, grab those weights, hinge from the hips. Let's do this. So row and fly. Nice flat back, looks good. You're looking good. Squeeze everything up. Core is in tight. 3, 2, and time. Drop those weights, come down to your plank, and sprawl it out. Feel free to add a push-up in there if you want. All right, coming back up, we're gonna do those pulses. So come on down, pulse it for 5, and then jump it up or stand it up. Breathe, breathe. Come on down, let's sprawl. Your flexor should be like, wait, I'm awake now, leave me alone. All right, and now on your backs. Bicycle with the extension. Elbow, tap, elbow, switch. You might even feel this more in your legs, just because of what we've done so far today. That's okay. All right, flip it over back to sprawls. Remember, if the sprawls, if your legs are becoming a little too fatigued, just hold that plank and hang out. You are already on the next thing. Stand up, flies and rows. Rows and flies, whatever you want to say them in. Go ahead, squeeze everything. And time back to sprawls. Aren't sprawls fun? They're only a few seconds. Come on. Try to get 3 at a time. All right. Bring it back down. Squat it for 5 and jump it up. Time, bring it right over into your plank, sprawl it out. Try to get at least 3. If you get 4, awesome. All right, flip it over onto your backs. Crisscross, extend, and switch. Breathe it out, come on. Excellent, flip it back over, sprawls. Grab those weights, rows and flies. Last time through. Come on, core should be tight here. Nice flat back. Squeeze those shoulder blades. Breathe it out, breathe it out. And time, back down to sprawls. We are almost there. Excellent, come back up, squat pulses for 5 and lift it up. Come on, just a few more seconds. Excellent, come on down, this is our last sprawl time. Try to get 3, try to get 3. All right, flip it over on your backs. Bicycle with an extension. Breathe it out, come on. We're right there. Come on, engage the core, breathe, breathe, breathe. No sprawls after this. We are just gonna stretch. And that's time, bring your knees into your chest, rock side to side. Give those hip flexors a little bit of a break. Come to a happy baby. Grabbing onto the bottom of your feet or your ankles and pull your knees more into your armpits. Breathing, nice deep breaths. Rocking side to side, releasing your spine. All right, again, bring both knees into your chest, dropping both legs over to the right. Bring your gaze to the left, keeping both shoulders on the mat. Lifting the legs up and over, drop them to the right. Bring your gaze to the, drop them to the left, bring your gaze to the right. Keep breathing, nice big deep breaths. Bringing your feet to the floor. Planting your left foot down, crossing the right foot over, opening in that right knee up, and then hug it in for a figure 4. Keep those feet flexed if you can, and really push that right knee away. Release, placing that left foot on the ground. Extend that right leg up to the sky. Just pull it back a little bit. And then lower that right foot to the ground, crossing the left foot over the right, opening up that knee, flexing the foot, and then let's figure 4 it in, hug it in. Again, make sure you're trying to push that knee away. It's crazy how much tighter this side is for me. Now, if you are really tight like I am, with each exhale, try to pull back a little bit more. Try to soften in those tightened areas. Lowering that right foot down, extend the left leg up, pull it back just a few times. And then lowering it to the ground. Lower your hands down next to your body, pressing into your heels. Lift your hands up over your head, lift your hips up, little restorative bridge here. Reach everything up, and then lower it back down. Roll yourself up to a seated position. Extend your legs out in front. Feet are coming up to the sky, and then forward fold any amount that you can. Dragging your right foot into the inside of your left thigh. Twist your body, forward fold over that left leg. Try to keep the left toes up to the sky. Coming back up, taking that right leg, crossing it over, placing that right foot on the ground, and then take yourself into a twist. Unwind, bending that left leg, lowering that right leg right on top of the left. Stack your legs, come into a fire log pose, flex the feet, forward fold. Coming back up, releasing the right leg. So you bring it to an extended position. Left leg should automatically be on the inside of that right thigh. Twist your torso and forward fold over that right leg. Any amount works. Coming back up, taking that left leg, crossing it over, making sure that the whole left foot is on the mat, making sure that your left sits bones are on the ground, and then taking yourself into a twist. Unwind, bending at the right knee, placing it on the mat, lowering the left leg to meet so that you have a fire log pose again, flex your feet, and forward fold. Coming back up, come into a comfortable seated position. Bring your right arm across out to the side and then hug it across your body, shoulder stretch. Then release, other side. Left arm comes across your body, look over that left shoulder. Release, bringing both hands up to the sky. Interlace your fingers, flip your palms up to the sky. And release down. You are all done. Thank you so much for coming.